Hi, I'm Bet from Bet's Makes, and today we're going to talk about working with mats. Now this is how to align objects on a mat and how to use one mat to cut out many different colors as long as it's the same type of material. So let's get started. We're going to load up our canvas with different designs, and I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do in order to have everything cut the way you want. I actually have a project put together that we can use. So I'm going to go over to my projects. You can start from scratch for any single one of these, and this one's called the Christmas wreath. And I'm going to customize it. I'm going to replace the one that's already there. Now I am going to give you the files for these, or the location for the files if you want them. Now this is just simply a wreath. It has a brown piece in behind. As you can see, there's little dots, there's leaves, there's quite a few items here that we have showing. And all I'm going to do with this particular project right now is I'm actually going to go over to Make It, because we want to look at the mats and how we can deal with them. It's going to sort my project into mats by color, because I like to see the color on the screen of exactly what I'm going to get. It may take a second or two in order to get that. As you can see, there are a number of mats here. If I go all the way down, there's a number of different colors of greens, there's a couple of reds. And even though I wanted two different red colors, it doesn't mean that I can't cut them all out on the same mat. So let's start with mat number 2. We'll take a look at it. It only has 3 little extra objects. I'm going to click on them one at a time and click on the ellipse here, and I'm going to click on Move Object. Now it is on mat number 2 from here, and we're going to click on that first one and confirm it, and you see how it just flipped color. And I'm just going to bring these down to the bottom. I'm going to do the same with the next one here, and we're going to click it over here and confirm it. We do want to keep them separate colors, however, confirm it over here. We don't have to worry about it. Now, when I get this particular mat to cut, what I want to do is take 6 inches by 12 inches and put a piece of paper on my mat. And the same down here, I could probably do it 5 by 7. And that would cover up the area on the mat that I need covered. Now I can have a different color at the bottom and a different color at the top. The only one thing you have to remember, that has to be the same material type, because your blade doesn't necessarily cut the same way for different materials. So you want to make sure that whatever you put on the mat is going to be the same type of material. Now let's take a look at this third one. Now that's the big part of the back part of my wreath. It does take up a big area, and this looks like it'd probably be wasted space. The biggest problem here is this is going to be a craft paper, which is really thick, which will be different from anything else that I'm going to use. So I'm going to have to leave that one alone. Now we have several other mats here, so let's take a look at mat number 7. Now that looks pretty full. I don't think I need to do anything with it. But look at mat number 6. It doesn't seem that there is a lot of stuff here, so why would I use a different piece of paper? So let's click on this, the ellipse. Let's move the object. Now I think I can fit it on the same colored mat over here. So let's click confirm, and it's up here. Look at that. I know it can come right here. So let's go back to this other mat and pick on the next piece and click on Move Object. We'll move it to the same mat, confirm it, and where did it go? It's right there, and I can just slide it into place. So I'm going to be far more efficient coloring these ones all the same. Now I could decide that I want this one and this one to be a different green, and I could make these ones different as well. What I have to remember to do obviously, is to know the spaces where I'm going to have the mat change the color. So let's pull these down. Now what I can do is cut out a piece of paper and fit it here so that I would know it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 probably, and down it would be from 5.5 to 9. So I can move these up just a tiny bit or a little bigger, and I can put one piece of paper in here, whatever material. I happen to use medium cardstock. I could make this a different green. I could add a different piece of paper, believe it or not. I can bring it in and down and around so all of these fronds are the same color, and then I can have a different piece of paper on my mat for this color. So that reduces the number of mats that I need to change all the time. The number 2 will disappear, and the number 6 will disappear once I get over to the continue. So let's click continue. Now I get to select the cardstock. So right now I've clicked, I'm down here. So be careful when you go to cut your mats. You've clicked on the correct one. So if I go to the top one, it should allow me to pick a cardstock for it. There we go. It says medium cardstock for the blade. Now the other thing you have to remember on a mat, if I'm going to cut this second one out, I need to change my material type. So I would click on cardstock here. I would have to browse all my materials, and I know this is a craft paper, so I'm just going to type in craft. I'm going to search for it, and this one's going to be craft board, and I have it from Cricut. So I click on it, then click on done, and then I can cut my craft board. The hardest thing to do when you're dealing with mats is when you come up with the next one that you have to remember to change your material back. So just be very careful on how you do that. You'll also notice that now I only have 5 mats instead of 7. So that is a quick lesson on using mats and changing it up a little bit so you don't waste as much material. And until next time, happy crafting.